People celebrated 420 yesterday. Well, more states are legalizing cannabis, but Texas is not one of them. However, there are some bills making their way through Austin that could ease restrictions. David Gonzalez has more.
Marijuana law reform is gaining traction in Texas from people on both sides of the aisle.
We see a majority of Texas voters would rather see law enforcement, public safety resources put toward victims of real crime.
A recent survey by the University of Houston's Hobby School of Public Affairs shows only 14% of Texans support the state's current possession of marijuana laws.
We see tens of thousands of people arrested and prosecuted for marijuana possession throughout the state. And this is in spite of diversion programs like we have in Houston.
Texas lawmakers have introduced legislation this year that would reduce penalties for low-level marijuana possession.
So we're seeing so many people still being arrested and prosecuted and hindered by convictions that have lasting collateral consequences.
Bills to expand medical marijuana to all cancer patients are also gaining support.
And would expand the program by adding qualifying conditions and allowing access to 5% THC, so more of a stronger dose of medical cannabis.
Legislation that would legalize marijuana use is being considered, but supporters feel it will take some time before it becomes a reality. In Houston, David Gonzalez, KHOU 11 News.